welcome to the All Sports Matter podcast. As you can see, it's a celebration. So I got to bring my brothers in here because I can't celebrate by myself. So everybody come on in. Mr. Moore, Rob, I'm not going to say your whole name because you tripping. And Poppy Lasso, come talk to me.
What up? Happy birthday to you, bro, and congratulations on your graduation.
Cheers to my guy.
Celebration. I appreciate y'all. Look, we up in here together. We doing this thing. You'll get everybody up in here shortly, apparently, I guess. But celebrations is up. I got bubbles. I'm joking.
Oh,
come help
Jesus.
me.
It's so strong.
Come help me, Lord.
Oh, Jesus. Father God.
I appreciate y'all, Mr. Marshall. JPP. I appreciate.
We already got our number one fan, JPP, already chiming in. Our number 1B fan, John Marshall, wishing a happy birthday. This should be an exciting show. Let's do this.
It'll be an exciting show because I'm already on the bubbles. We doing our thing. I ain't gonna die, Mike. I ain't gonna die. Mr. Hayden, he up in here. Let's go ahead and get started. Where y'all want to start at? NBA Finals. Let's go ahead and do it. Y'all saw what happened to the Celtics. They tried. We thought they was go pull it off, but they quit in Game 7. So then we had Game 1 last night. I said what I said. It's my mom, dude.
He beat me to it.
We had Game 1 last night. Did it go exactly how y'all thought it was gonna go? I mean, the Nuggets. I called Nuggets in 6. I figured they're gonna win the first 3. Then Miami go try to make it a series and win 2 at home, and then the Nuggets go win it at home. How y'all feel?
Well, I was actually pleasantly surprised that Miami, granted, it never got under double digits after a while, but they didn't quit, and that's one thing I give them credit for. They did not fold, because that's one thing we saw with the Lakers. That's one thing we saw with the Celtics in Game 7. And I'm not throwing shade. What I'm saying is when teams get down, they just concede and then move on. You know, so Miami was like, we lost. It's not hate. That's it. It's facts.
You caught that right, Fleck. You caught that? All right.
Those are facts. Now, I'm not saying all that to say that Miami's going to make it a series. I am not. What I'm saying is Strus is not going to go 0 for 85 and who else? Caleb Martin is out to go 0 for 51. You know what I'm saying? That was just one of those games where they was on a high, got caught off. But Denver is just too good.
The Heat
Denver is too good, and I just appreciate that Miami didn't quit. That's all I'm saying.
The Heat definitely won't go the whole series with only shooting 2 free throws a game. I just want to throw that out there.
That's crazy.
And they only hit 2 threes the entire game. I think there was 2 for 35. I think it was the stat line for Miami. And I was just like, it's not working. Tonight's not the night for the 3-ball fellas. I think it just caught up with them a little bit. We know Jimmy Butler. You know, Jimmy Butler's going to be Jimmy Butler. But the fact that he didn't shoot any free throws last night, that's not going to happen again. I can guarantee you that's like an epiphany. It'll never happen again. But did I expect them to lose? Yeah, but I didn't expect them to lose by that much. It could have been a lot worse, and maybe it should have been a lot worse. But I think Miami will be able to come out and have a better game next game. But I still got Denver in 5. So.
You said Miami shot worse than the 6-year-old YMCA team.
Oh.
Fleck, what you got for
Oh, man.
Y'all already know how I feel about Miami. What was the meme you said earlier? Jimmy Buckets, Chicken Nuggets, Tyler Hero, Robert De Niro, don't matter. Nuggets and 4.
Dang. Like that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Let me tell you something. Mr. Moore has been choosing violence all week, and I love it. I love every bit of it. Keep that violence going.
Wait a minute. Before you move on, Jim, don't forget we got a new leader in triple doubles. Because Jokic, double doubles. Because he broke LeBron's record for playoff double doubles last night in the first half.
Yeah, I got the bottle.
The way he dictated that pace for the first 3 quarters without really scoring was like amazing to me. Like
he's masterful.
He's trying to score. That's the funny part about it. He has so many easy shots or easy hooks. He was pounding Bam Adebayo down low easily. You know what he said? To win this series, he has to facilitate the ball, and that's exactly what he did. He got Aaron Gordon going. Obviously, Jamal Murray don't need much to get going, but Michael Porter Jr. was the MVP outside of Jokic, obviously.
Yeah,
he got going. It was just an MVP performance, you know.
So Miami doesn't have the size to compete with Denver down low. Denver, they was feeding that post all night, and Miami could do nothing to stop them. Aaron Gordon was having a field day in the first quarter.
Yes,
you are not going to be able to guard Aaron Gordon in the paint with Gabe Vincent.
Right.
That's just not going to happen.
Shamar Moore did not stand a chance guarding Aaron Gordon.
So let me ask y'all this question. This series goes the way everybody in the country, the world is thinking that it's going with Denver winning. Who? Because Joker is doing his thing, but Murray is also playing kind of crazy. Who wins the MVP?
It's got to be Joker. It's got to be Joker.
There's no
He's going to
question.
get a triple-double every game.
Exactly, and that's what I was about to say. He from the center position. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he's passing. Like, how do you stop that?
Exactly.
Can't sag off him because he can shoot the 3.
Yep.
True.
You double him, he's gonna find the open man. Like, how do you stop that from the 5?
And he shoots the mid-range. That's people don't really understand the power of the mid-range jumper, man. The mid-range jumper makes you basically unstoppable when you can shoot a 3 and you can play in the paint, and then you have the mid-range jumper in that at Arsenal as well. Mm-hmm. Man, there's no question who the MVP is going to be. I feel Murray, he's going to have a great series, but
I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if Murray won it though. But
I wouldn't.
If you're asking me to choose between the two right now, yeah, it's got to be Joker.
And I'm looking at the fact that it was just Jokic and Embiid for league MVP, and Embiid won. So now, could it be let's fix what we did and give it to the Joker?
No, Embiid had a great season. Embiid had a great season.
He's gonna.
You know what? Jokers didn't want it because Jokers knew if he got MVP, they wouldn't have won.
He was focused on the long game. Jokic is thinking about the long game. He already has the back-to-back MVPs. He's good with that. He wants the trophy. He wants the big thing. He wants to be the world champion and then be the MVP of the finals.
I told you guys before the series started that they should be watching Iowa play against South Carolina. You know, but the way they shot the ball yesterday.
And what did I tell you? What did I say? When you said that, I told you, I was like, South Carolina wasn't hitting their threes.
The game changed just a little bit, though. If you looked at it the first half, in the square points or whatever, down low points, it was like 30-9. You know, that changes just a little bit because you forced them, you know, to take more shots. They miss a little bit more. It would have changed just a little bit. But yes, they were hot shooting. But I would, you know what? Just shoot the ball. You're gonna win anyway. You gotta make it anyway. At least earn it somehow. And you don't bring them to the line, right? Mm-hmm. You don't force them to shoot those free throws. Maybe Miami gets a little bit better chance if they stack the box. That's all I'm saying. Just a little bit.
Look, even if you stack, but who you gonna stack the box with? They're huge, man. I gotta give it to him.
But Caitlin Clark was like the tallest one Iowa had, and they stopped South Carolina.
That's South Carolina just wasn't shooting.
That's all that was. And South Carolina ain't got
Iowa had there's some big girls over there.
Iowa had a couple of girls that looked like they was out
wide open and they wasn't even shooting the ball.
But then the other part is, I love Caitlin. She's amazing and all of that. And South Carolina has some great players as well, but nobody on that court even resembles a Jokic. Not even close. Not even in the same stratosphere. Jokic is an anomaly that we haven't seen ever.
Well, Aaliyah Boston is dominant.
Boston is amazing. I love Aaliyah Boston, and I salute her. But she is not in that. She is not in that category. That Jokic is different.
He's different.
So let me go through a few of these comments real quick. While we talking about this, I'm gonna start after John Marshall talking about the Georgia Bulldogs because
do not repeat that last one, by the way. That's irrelevant.
Nobody cares. Michael Hayden said that he can't do nothing with those wings. Gordon and Porter, they're gonna eat all series. Tatum and Brown should be ashamed of themselves because they should have been eaten like that. John Marshall said Denver should have beat Miami worse. I got Miami winning game 2 though. JPP, I'm gonna read it because he said something. Miami needs hero, and they can't outscore them like they can't play like that. So I'm gonna read it. Y'all already know what he said about the YMCA team because that was hilarious. So, who disappeared, Mike? We was talking about somebody, but you talking about Martin MIA because Caleb Martin ain't do nothing. Did y'all know? I didn't know he was a twin. I didn't know that. That's
Cody Martin.
I didn't realize that. John Marshall said Strauss was out there missing butt naked open shots with nobody.
His brother is like Nate Griffin's brother.
Right.
His brother plays for the Hornets.
That makes sense. But his brother was the one that was drafted because he wasn't drafted, right? Caleb wasn't drafted. Cody was drafted. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Cody was.
And Caleb actually did sign with the Hornets for 2 seasons, and then he got cut. So
Cody need to shave his head.
He do.
I'm just gonna leave that right there. That's it.
He said Denver goes as Murray goes, but then they said Murray is better than Tatum. So I'm gonna let you do what you want to do with that in a minute, Fleck.
Yeah, I mean,
don't worry about it. Don't worry. I just wanted to see what Fleck was gonna say. We're not gonna even comment on that.
Okay.
They say Bam is soft. That's why he was getting ate up in the paint like that because he's soft.
So wait a minute. Let's clear that out right now. Because guess what? AD had a great series, and he got ate alive by Jokic. Jokic has ate everybody in the play. It don't matter if you hard, soft, medium rare. It doesn't matter. Jokic is destroying everybody you put in front of him. He's just different, man. There's no excuses about it. There's no way you can make it make sense.
Right. Every time Joker touched the ball, Sweet Georgia Brown started playing.
Man, I'm talking about for real.
He went crazy. Tremaine Perriman said their only hope is to sign him tonight.
Sign who?
I'm assuming Tremaine Perriman. Yeah.
So let me tell you something. They really will lose. That would have been. That's the difference in them losing by 50 right there. Sign Perriman, they dropping. They getting beat down by 50.
Now, one thing Michael Hayden did say is when Murray wasn't there, Joker could not get the job done.
Okay. Let's be, and I don't want to seem like I'm the Joker defense guy, but my thing is this: everybody needs somebody to help them. If you got everybody keying on you, then you're not going to be as great because they're going to be keying on who you are. But when you have somebody that can take some of that pressure off, and now you get those matchups where you can dominate and you can show your skill set, you get to see what a great player truly is. Yeah, Jokic didn't get it done, but I mean, same can be said about LeBron. The same can even be said about Jordan. Great players need great people on the squad to be healthy and be with them. Period. That's just my thing.
All right, Fleck, you got anything you won't say to that? No. Okay. All right. We'll move to the next comment then. Murray has a mid-range and is unstoppable. Something else. JPP. I don't know what happened today, but he coming with craziness. Where we at? Michael Hayden said, "I don't see how you give Jokic MVP. Murray is closer. He runs the offense. Without him, they couldn't get past the second round."
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's a great player, and like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. Like it wouldn't bother me if he won MVP. But the question was, who do we think would get MVP? Right. And I think the way Joker's playing right now, it's his to lose.
It's his to lose. Nobody's saying Murray is a slouch.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that.
Murray's
a baller. He's a baller.
And I mean, everybody knows it. So,
and if he won MVP, I wouldn't be like, oh, Joker got robbed.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they balling out. I
love every Joker would even be like he's happy for him. Joker would be like, I'm glad he won. So
he said he got money on Murray winning that MVP. All right.
Yeah, he also said the Colts was gonna finish in first place.
He said the Colts? Really? You said the Colts was gonna finish in first place?
He came on the show and said it.
Hey, that's why he said he's a defense lawyer, not a litigator. It's a whole difference. So that's a whole different ball game there.
Some other stuff happening around the association, as it were. We got some new coaches handing out being in places. Nick Nurse landed with the Sixers. Who else? The Pistons got Monty Williams. I like that pickup. That's a good pickup.
I like it.
But did they overpay for him when they're like still slap dab in the middle of a rebuild?
Considering that Vogel only got 31 million in 5 years, he got 100 with the Senators.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, and he's in the middle of a rebuild. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well,
he's now the highest paid NBA. I mean, I'm not. Hey, get your bag money. I'm not knocking him. He's a good coach. I'm not knocking him, but I mean, you're going into a Detroit organization that has no so you getting your bag, no expectation. You know what I'm saying? You don't have high expectations. That's a win-win.
it is, and I think they paid him what they paid him because he's a coach that can resonate with those young players and he can turn that team around. So, did they overpay him? Possibly, but I definitely think he can turn that team around. If anybody can do it, Monty Williams can do it.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad coach.
I don't want to knock Monty Williams, but if I got a team with KD, Booker, and CP3, that makes my resume just a little bit better because they're doing the work. They're superstars. Right. You know, now I'm going to a Pistons team where
you got Cade Cunningham.
You know what I'm saying? They got a couple of
Cunningham,
you know what I'm saying? They got a couple of young guns. I get that. But his contract is 5 years, and it might take the whole 5 years to get it going.
But if you remember early in the hiring process, there was a report that came out that said he flat out
didn't want it.
Detroit. And then I guess Detroit was like, okay, let us back this Brink truck up.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Detroit, that's perfect for me.
And I mean, it's like that. And like you said, Fleck, he got 5 years. And in that 5 years, if they see steady incline over that 5 years, they'll be inclined to extend him to give him more time to continue to turn that organization around. Now, if you see decline or if you don't see improvement, do you keep him?
I understand that. But do you make a guy the highest paid NBA coach for 3 or 4 extra wins from 20 wins?
Well, I
don't see him hitting those incentives unless it counts playoffs. He might make 10. It could be a 10 seed, maybe 3 years. I think Orlando will hit the playoffs before Detroit does, but his incentives is going to be tough to hit. So you're looking at what, a $65 million contract? That's how much it was, right?
I think it was still like, and I'll look it up. But
I thought it was 75 or 78.
It was like 70,
Yeah, it was like 75 or 78 mil.
But considering that Vogel, who actually earned his stripes in Indiana, who bought that team up, went to LA, and the only reason he's not the coach now is because LeBron didn't want him, because he was trying to coach LeBron.
That is true.
And Vogel is a good coach, but to get paid 31 for 5 years, that's underpaid.
But how good do you have to be? You got LeBron and AD in their prime.
That's why I mentioned Indiana beforehand.
But is
Indiana was good? But
I was saying he built his resume.
Is
But
LeBron in his prime?
that's the
Without
thing.
the incentives, without the incentives on that contract, is 6 years, $72 million.
Thank you, sir.
72.
Thank you. We
But-
appreciate you.
I mean, look at it like this. Monty, before Monty got to Phoenix, what were they?
He was in New
They were
Orleans. wasn't
about
He was in New Orleans.
Well, we knew he was in New Orleans, but when he,
No,
I'm talking about Phoenix.
he was an
When he
assistant.
got to Phoenix, what was Phoenix though? When he first got there, because Phoenix wasn't the greatest squad when he got there.
Phoenix had just gotten Booker, and they were
They
at
just picked
they
up
were at the
Booker
bottom of the Western Conference.
for the Western
Uh,
Conference.
Before he got there, he was an assistant at Golden State. I want to say, because he had got fired by New Orleans 2 seasons before then.
Mm-hmm. Monty Williams has an incredible pedigree. He's a great coach. I think he's a great motivator, unless your name is Aiden. But he's a great motivator, and he builds a great culture. He's a Popovich disciple, and I mean the guy's a good coach, man. I think they overpaid him definitely, but
Russell
I really
Simmons
believe
was
he's
good
gonna. I
motivator.
think he's
I
gonna.
don't know.
He's gonna make some waves in Detroit.
So after he left New Orleans, he was an assistant coach in OKC for a year, Philly for a year. Then he got the Phoenix job.
Okay, so it was 2 years. I knew he was somewhere for 2 years. So thank you for clearing that up, sir.
Mike Brown was the assistant in Golden State when he went to Sacramento.
There we go. See, I knew it was somebody. It was one of them black dudes. Either way, I want to see what he can do. He turned around Phoenix, so let's see if he can turn around Detroit. You never know; it could happen.
6 years, $78.5 million. I
Hey.
stand corrected on the 72.
I don't know.
That's 6.5.
With
You get
a chance to go over 100 million if he hits those incentives.
they got Ayton, but the number one pick. He was the number 1 pick.
Yeah, Ayton was. Yeah.
After that, I think they drafted Bridges, probably Cam Bridges.
Yes, they drafted Bridges after that because they had Booker. They had just drafted Booker, and he signed as a coach. Then they got Ayton the next year, and then they got Bridges.
traded for C.
Booker's been in the league more than 4 years. Because he got the Phoenix. Monty got the Phoenix in 2019.
Really?
Yeah, because he was in San Antonio.
That's true.
Remember, his wife passed away in like 17,
Yeah,
18,
in that car accident.
Car accident.
So yeah, Booker was just wasting away before Monty got out there. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Wait, I thought Booker got there when Trey came in the league.
No, Luka.
No, he was there before
came with Trey Young. You talking about Trey Young?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came before Trae Young.
All right.
Luka.
Okay. I stand corrected. And Cam Johnson and Miles Bridges
He
came
was
after
2015.
There you go.
Booker was drafted in 2015.
There we go. I appreciate it. I love the input that we have been going on.
He's in year 8.
We did talk about Frank Vogel getting underpaid with the Suns, but I mean that can only come up. You go up there and you perform, it can come up. Where does Doc Rivers land though? Does he get another job, another head coaching job in the NBA? Does
Not
he have,
this year, I don't think.
No, I don't think this year.
We were just
Maybe-
talking about that. The only
maybe not
other
this year.
opening, the only other opening is Toronto,
right?
and I don't see that as a fit for him.
No,
Yeah, I don't need.
Toronto's gonna be tanking. Once they trade Van Vliet in that horrible contract they gave that man. Obviously the Lakers are all in on Van Vliet right now.
The Lakers are all in on Van
So,
Vliet.
let's just see. I think Doc Rivers just takes a year off. He comes back. He doesn't have the voice for radio or TV, so he's gonna sit around and
Yeah, we don't need to hear Doc Rivers on commentary at all.
Well, that's
he might coach the Big
here.
Three. They'll probably take him over there.
The Big Three had their draft yesterday. Ice Cube was live on what you call it, so that was crazy. The Lakers all in on Van Vliet, but will only match offers for Austin Reeves up to $100 million.
Well, they said originally 50, then they jumped to 100. So obviously they don't want him going anywhere.
Well, the
I
100.
mean, they don't.
Because
But I know San Antonio is looking at him.
Yes, we are. San Antonio loves him, so they're going to have to come with some money because the Spurs aren't paying anybody right now, and they have money to burn.
Yeah, Spurs got some money.
So if I was San Antonio, I'd call it bluff. I'd give him a $101 million deal.
I call it straight up down. Straight up down.
Do not be surprised if that's what happens.
Right. Hey, you want to come play with Wemby?
Do some childish mess like
I will
that.
mess up that contract so much. We'll give him incentives. If you slap LeBron, we'll give it extra 2. If you chip AD, we'll give you 1.5. Like we'll just put all that in the contract. So when they match it, they won't even see it. When he goes over there, they got to pay him all that money because you already know AD gonna be hurt. That's extra $5 million for Austin Reeves.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'll put all that in there.
Like if you
for every flop that LeBron do, Austin Reeves get paid $50. So he's gonna be rich by the end of the season.
He will be.
All of that in the contract.
Well, I don't know with the new rules now. If they're gonna be throwing Texas,
it hasn't been implemented. They're testing it.
They're testing it. But you give them an incentive like if you go by LeBron with a baby wipe and wipe the stuff off his head. Chachi!
Hey, sis.
Hey, Jizzle. What's up, boy?
Hey. What's up, handsome man?
Tarzan.
AJ, I got some dinosaurs. I got some dinosaurs. What's happening?
Sorry, AJ. I don't have any dinosaurs. All I got is a tigger.
I want to point out to y'all that that's the youngest paleontologist in the country right there.
He just said LeBron just flopped again.
Dang, $50 right there for Austin Reeves.
Yep.
So let me ask y'all this question real quick. Y'all saw the Bleacher Report. Y'all saw everything what Adam Silver said. Ja Morant, right? Obviously something else is going on because they've been doing investigations. What do you think they found? Because they had to have found something substantial. Because they talking about decisions are coming after the NBA Finals. So what do you think they found? And what you think it could be like a year-long suspension coming for Ja Morant? And if so, before y'all answer, I'm sorry. If so, now do you go out and keep a Dylan Brooks?
I don't think you keep a Dylan Brooks whether Ja suspended.
It doesn't matter.
That was a dumbass question. I just wanted to add him in there because it was dumb.
But I don't know if it's going to be a year, but they're going to make an example out of it.
Yeah, he's going to get one of those suspensions that you just be like, wow.
And this is more a image issue than it is him necessarily doing anything wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're damaging the image of the Shield. Me and you just sat down and you said that you're not going to do this. That's past you, blah, blah, blah. Then not even 2 weeks later, you're doing it again. So I think he didn't necessarily do anything wrong. Other than, I mean, it's not illegal to
right. It's not illegal to have a gun if it's registered, but if they did an investigation and found some other stuff,
and that's what I'm saying. I can't speak on the other stuff because I don't know what they found.
All right,
I can only speak on what's out there.
I'll give you that.
I think that, and you're right, Flake. He hasn't violated any laws, but knowing the city that he's in and what has happened to stars in that city when they're out and about and they carry themselves certain ways, you playing a dangerous game. You are playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette, and your number's gonna hit one of these days messing around in Memphis. You're in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, and you're waving a gun. And I watched Kendrick Perkins talk about it a little bit earlier, and it might be time for him to get a change of location. It just might be. So I hope the best for the man.
I think the NBA looked the other way with the first suspension. Yeah. Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You had that gun in team facility. You had that gun on the team plane. He had that gun originally where he's not supposed to have it. That's what he did. Right. Irregularly, I guess. Whatever you break he didn't break any laws, but he broke the NBA's law. So that's where he got his first suspension. But they gave him a slap on the wrist. I was like, hey, just don't do it. Just stop. he was already hurt to begin with. So when he sat out, it was like, hey, just take a break, take a knee, chill, and he was good for a while. He played good. He played good towards the end of the season, beginning of the playoffs. And for some reason, Dylan Brooks took the focus away from Ja Morant because Dylan Brooks was turned into the buffoon that he turned into and took the focus away from Ja Morant. So what he's doing now, I totally agree with what you just said, Big Rob, as far as being in Memphis. You ain't a gangster. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't. There's no way you're playing yourself into the ghetto or into the hood, as they say. That doesn't make sense to me. Something is going on in this man's life, and it might take a year away from basketball to set him straight, or it can completely set him off. I'm seeing some things that I'm not liking as a man that got nothing to do with basketball. He's going down this rabbit hole where if he continues to do that without the support, he might fall and he may not be able to come back and turn into a 30 for 30. That we're like, man, remember that one time that kid Ja Morant? Right. And I'm not wishing that on. I'm not. I'm hoping he's turning around. I hope that the suspension is heavy. At least half the season, let him, hey, this is some real stuff we're talking about here. Yeah. And he gets his act together because the investigation, I'm pretty sure they got people following him. Yeah. They got plain suit cops, plainclothes cops, following him, everything he's doing. He's strip clubs doing, and it's not at home. This is away. He's on the road doing these things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So who does he have when he goes to New York? Who does he have when he go to Denver? And things of that nature. He's surrounding himself to people that's just it's not a good look. And I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm just hoping he just doesn't fall down that rabbit hole that he cannot be stopped.
Right. And that comment hit it right on the head. I don't know who said it because I can't see names, but the one with the one that says that they can't do Brooks, that hit it right on the head. It's
John Marshall.
John Marshall conduct.
Yeah.
And he effed up. You know what I mean? Like, and he's supposed to be a face of the league.
That part,
so
right?
Face of the league is not waving guns. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like acting, for lack of a better word, thuggish. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
They are.
That's not what the league wants to project
at all. And that's the thing. I'm like, one thing about the NBA, they're gonna protect the shields. Period. And you're not going to smear the image of the shield. You're not going to mess up the image of the shield because in the end, they're going to discipline you properly to ensure that you understand the importance of the shield and the image that the shield portrays in society.
Right.
Bottom line.
Now, let me ask y'all this, though, because, everybody's saying, it's not illegal for him to have a gun and things like that. I get it. It's not illegal for him to have a gun if he has it registered and stuff like that. Is it legal for him to take it across state lines, though?
If he's licensed, he can.
It depends because certain states require different things.
We don't know. Depends. Like you said, we don't know if it's registered. We don't know if he has a concealed license. If that state even requires you to have a concealed license,
right?
So we don't know. We don't know all those things.
And that's what I'm getting at because I know I went through the whole concealed carry stuff here in Louisiana, and the one thing they teach you is you have to get licensed in every state you go to.
That's not true.
Because
most states, you get like I can get a license here in Alabama, and it's good for everywhere except for like Arizona.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So
and maybe New York. Don't even try them.
Yeah. I mean, I just threw Arizona out there. I know for a fact that Arizona was one of the states that license wasn't valid in, and that was the one that was off the top of my head.
I had to ask the question. It's a question that's out there, and people are wondering about this. So you want to ask these.
Good question.
So I just don't get what he's got to do. Okay, let me just say they got to do with basketball, nothing to do with the NBA. What is he trying to represent as a man? That's what I'm concerned about. Like, what does he get going? I know he's 23 years old, 23, 24, something like that. What is he doing going live on Instagram, rapping? I can see if it was his songs he was rapping. Maybe he's portraying a rapper. Maybe. That's my question. What is he trying to represent? I'm not trying to give him a pass. I'm just trying to figure out what's his end game. That's all.
Right. And that's what we were talking about last week. And welcome to the show, Q. We were talking about that last week. Like, dude, you didn't grow up in the hood. You not hood. You went to private school. You trying to act like Will Smith from Philly, but you Will Smith from Bel Air. You Carlton Banks from Bel Air. You not that guy. You not that dude. So why are you acting like this? He's acting out when he's already made it to the pinnacle of where you're trying to be at. When you're trying to, all these other guys are trying to get out of the hood. You weren't in the hood to begin with, so you didn't have to try to get out of the hood, but you made it. So why are you trying to take steps back to go to this? And Rob brought it up last week where you had prominent members of, who was it, the Crips?
Yeah.
They wanted to have a sit down with him because now you out here throwing up our signs and you not part of this culture. So like, what are you doing, honestly? Because somebody need to sit him down, like, stop.
And that's the part I was about to say. I don't know who he has around him.
Yeah.
Because you can best believe if one of us was, about to make 200 mil, I'm gonna slap your ass every time I think you about to do something stupid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And he got his dad out there front and center, and his dad is not
I'm damn sure not gonna be
that.
Huh?
I said his dad is not LeVar Ball, even though LeVar Ball is still a good dad because he's representing for his son. But his dad is there making sure his head on straight, but he's doing all this in spite of his dad, who's there front and center. There's many kids in America that want their dad want the dad, period. Right. And he has that. I just don't get what the end game is. I don't know.
I don't understand it either.
I don't understand at all. But
your boys, and then my other part is you live across the street from your father and your mom, and they know what you're doing. What are you doing to mitigate this foolishness? Help this man. You don't need to be his friend. Bottom line. And I can't speak on the dynamics of their relationship, but it just seems like the father wants to be his friend and not his father.
But what if he's not home? What if he's taking that show on the road?
Exactly. But even we don't know what his dad is telling him in
right. I'm about to say, what if they saying that
he needs to pick his company better.
He has,
because I guarantee you they're the ones hyping this behavior up.
But you saw it in
the fucking bag.
But you saw in the last video that they were just on the video, and as soon as his friend saw what he was doing, he heard and took it off of him. So his friend was trying to.
Why was his friend recording in the first place?
He shouldn't have recorded at all.
Right. I don't understand the need
when you know
to want to go live anyway.
When you know how thuggish John wants to be.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they know when he got in the car he had that piece on him.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
Every time you go live, you just have to pull out a gun. Every time you hear his music, you have to pull out a gun. Maybe it's time for you to switch. It's time for you to go to classical music or something. Maybe you need to start listening to country music. I don't know. But you need to stop listening to the music you listen to, because obviously, Ja Morant, this music make you want to pull out a gun. So stop listening to that music and start listening to something else. Listen to Bach. Listen to Mozart. Hell, go listen to what the little country dude name is. I don't know. One of them. They got a bunch of them. Listen to Adam Levine shit. Listen to anybody.
You don't want to be Adam Levine.
Go listen to Kirk Franklin. Do something. You need to pray. But you need to stop what you're doing. You already got the bag, but you fucking it up because and excuse my language, I'm sorry, Live, but he tripping. People trying to get to the pinnacle that he at, and he doing all this foolishness. So
I just want to advise. I mean to cut you off. I just want to advise that our users, our listeners, it's his birthday. He can curse if he wants to. Carry on.
I got the bubbles. Thank you. But you're doing all this for nothing.
It's the clout chaser, but he won't clout from the wrong people.
But guess what? He's actually messing up his own back. He has rookie contract back. Okay, cool. 200 something mil, whatever. Might not even be that. Now, he's messing up because he's getting suspended. Can't be all NBA. Can't be all NBA. He can't get
that's
Supermax.
where he's already
messing up.
He's already messed up that bag. He can't get the Supermax now.
It's crazy to me.
And as Memphis, why would I offer you a Supermax?
Excuse me, fellas, real quick. Sorry, man. You know, he driving me crazy. So sorry for the language.
She just happened to tune in. She just happened to tune in.
Hey, look,
right at that point.
My mama tuned in right when I was going off.
Mama gonna be like, I'm gonna need you to drive over here so I can whoop your tail.
But I told him not to say it, Ma.
But honestly, Ma,
she's like, I'm gonna do him like Ja Morant need to be done and whip his ass.
I'm about to whip them little cheeks. I'm gonna pop them cheeks.
But on the for real, Ma, if something was going on with one of my nephews and they was doing that, wouldn't you want me to be that way with them? Exactly. So, but yeah, I get it. My bad. Y'all continue.
You ain't gonna be able to talk your way out of that whooping. All I know. Look, you ain't gonna be able to talk your way out of that whooping. Mama gonna tell you to drive over here so you can get this whooping.
She already said,
and I'm gonna go get the switch for her.
She already said I was right. Y'all calm down. It's my birthday. We having fun, people. Y'all chime in. How y'all feel? What y'all think about this whole Ja Morant situation? Y'all been sitting here talking. Amir, you want to go through some of these comments?
Yeah, I think that really quick, this is going to escalate sooner than later. Probably right after the finals when the suspension comes about. So
yeah, they definitely don't want to soil the finals. They don't want that to overshadow the finals. That's why Adam Silver shot that down last night. You know, what I'm saying?
Right after the finals.
We'll give you something after the finals because he doesn't. I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to interrupt my marquee event to talk about this foolishness right now.
Yeah. So it is. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh no, I was gonna go through the comments real quick. You know, which everybody's pretty much in agreement with what we're talking about. Q exactly saying he's clout chasing, but obviously clout chasing for the wrong people.
Right.
Also, he has a 21-year-old and he's hard-headed AF. We don't curse around here unless your name is It's a Celebration. So David, welcome to the show. John Marshall, we got you. You know, we got, you know, all these legends are gone, you know, or are leaving, you know, i.e. LeBron and his comments. Are we going to address that here? I guess we will here in a second, but
we can.
It's crazy. You know, it is by representation. Michael Hayden, you're absolutely correct. It's not illegal. It is by representation. Mama Bilbo, you're right. I don't use those words. You cussing in here, and you got your mama here, Michael Hayden. Thank you. Yeah, no, a lot of people's in agreement with you and your ass beat. So that's all I got. Carry on.
That's messed up. It's messed up.
Oh my God.
That happened. Well, Michael Hayden also said suspend him for a year and let's move on. So I didn't forgot what I was looking at on the thing because y'all sitting there trying to get my mom to
talk about LeBron.
Yeah, really quick. LeBron made his comments. You're gonna miss it when I'm gone. I get he is repeating after the lyrics of Jay-Z. Understand that, but we all know that LeBron doesn't do anything unless it's calculated.
That's ridiculous.
And so where y'all at with that?
Like I told y'all in our group chat, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
I still think, you know what I'm saying, no matter what he says, I still think that he wants to at least share the court with his son. Even if he's not on the same team, I think he still wants to share the court with him.
Yeah, LeBron ain't going nowhere, man. He you know, it's like y'all said when we was in the group chat, you know, he out there looking for some attention and you know, he got some attention because people were genuinely worried about him. I wasn't necessarily worried about LeBron James because LeBron James is a billionaire, so I'm not gonna worry about him. If he retire, he retire. If he don't, I know he's looking to play with his son in a couple of years. His son going to USC for 1 year, and then he go be in the league. So I'm not necessarily worried about LeBron, he's the one thing y'all need to understand. LeBron not about to do anything to himself.
That's petty, Lemire.
That's not about to happen. That is very petty, Lemire. I see what you did.
I don't want her opinion.
See what you did.
That's so wrong.
That's
But
petty.
I also want her to hear this because
I mean, LeBron and like John Marshall said, LeBron like the cap. So he not going nowhere, and he ain't about to do nothing to himself. So y'all don't need to have genuine concern about LeBron's well-being.
No.
I never had any
they
concern
sent
about
the cops. They sent the cops to John Morant house when he did the stuff that he did on Instagram.
No, I never had that concern.
Well, I know you didn't, but they had some fans that were genuinely concerned. They were like, "Oh my God, what is LeBron gonna do? He's not gonna do nothing. Calm down. LeBron not about to do nothing to himself."
I'm not concerned. I was never concerned about LeBron's well-being. He is literally looking for the woe is me right now. His feelings are hurt after a disappointing season. I think they're overachieved, if anything. But without trying to hit on LeBron, I did say this, that he is the premier athlete that every young superstar or every teenager or every person who wants to play should epitomize, should look up to. He is. I give him that. He is.
Yeah, I agree.
If I wanted to, and I'm talking about the longevity, I don't care if they call it stat chasing or stat padding. The stuff that he puts in his game is what I would want to become if I was thriving to be an NBA player.
And also emulate his off-court behavior.
There we go.
20 years in the league and no blemishes. You know what I mean? Not even an affair or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part more so than on the court.
I would definitely give him the Tiger Woods on but not off the court, celebration. Definitely, he's been a character of professionalism. Off the court, yes, his social media, he whines and cries, but that's equivalent to him flopping. I put those two things together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's who he is. He wants the attention. Hey, woe is me. So he does that. Now I notice that off the court as he does on the court, but that's just who he is as a person. But there's nothing wrong with it. You might look at it as like, oh, shut up and play ball, but again, we're not saying that for the racial, parts of it. Like that one was an HBO special or something like that.
That was a chick on Fox. That was a lady on Fox News. Shut up and dribble.
Shut
up and dribble.
But
if that were the
we
case,
we don't want him to shut up. We want him to stop whining and play ball. If I was to tweak those words, so game wise, cream of the crop. Personality wise, he could probably run for president, probably win. You're not going to find anything under those rocks. He's done everything right. LeBron has done everything right, and that's what every superstar should thrive for.
I don't think he will win the race for president because there's a lot of white feathers he's ruffled. People don't like the stuff that he has been saying, and I will venture to say that I respect him more for his off the court stuff than on the court stuff. But it's a lot of people out there that don't like the stuff that he does off the court, the activism and all the stuff that he does off the court, and that's why people would attack him if he tried to run for president because of the stuff that he does off the court.
That last comment, that's exactly what that was.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what that was. That's why I said I don't think he's going anywhere.
Right.
He'll be on the court next year.
And
let's talk about this. What help? He put that team together at the trade deadline.
He did put that
for Westbrook, and then Westbrook gone.
He's been the GM since he started.
Yep.
If there was ever a problem with LeBron, it's that
he put that team together.
Westbrook, and then he wanted Westbrook gone. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's still can be him saying, "Hey, give me some help, or I'm going to take my ball and go home."
He definitely put that team together, and LeBron has gone on record as saying that I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the option. I want somebody else to be the option as being the one who takes the shot. He has been on record as saying that because he's in year 20. So he wants somebody else to do that. He wants to be a facilitator. He said that, but none of his teammates are stepping up to do that. He figured he can get he trade the whole team away and get Anthony Davis over there to do it, but he forgot that Anthony Davis was Mr. Glass. So he figured I'd get D'Angelo Russell in to do it, and then D'Angelo Russell came in,
forgot how to play basketball,
and forgot how to play in the last series that they played.
Yeah.
So in the Western Conference Finals. So now he needs somebody to come in that's going to be that guy that's going to take the shot, because in year 20, I don't want to be that guy.
He wasn't that guy.
I mean, you've never been that guy, though.
But
and that's why, I'm glad you said it, that's why he won't compare to Michael Jordan, because he's scared to take that last shot. Now, I'll meet him halfway. Jordan was smart enough to say, hey, I had B.J. Armstrong to take the last shot if I was triple team. I had John Paxson.
Steve Kerr.
You know, Steve Kerr to go for John Paxson. You know what I'm saying? He had that outlet. I don't know if LeBron doesn't know how to pick the right white guy, but Austin Reeves is not necessarily a three-point shooter. He's a baller, but maybe he needed Werder. He needed Werder from Atlanta.
You just gonna say that right when I'm drinking?
Before we even get him.
I'm just saying. I guess his scouting is not the right way. I'll say what I said. Okay, he is not the GOAT. Okay, he is not the best general manager in the league right now. LeBron just needs to, if he talked less, he'd be better than what he is now. I think him talking has brought his legacy down just a little bit, you know. But him as a general manager still has to put the team together, and he won't apologize when he's done something wrong. He brought D'Angelo Russell in. Guess what? He want D'Angelo Russell gone. Like you said, Fleck, he brought Russell Westbrook in. He got Russell Westbrook gone. Like, he's not going to say, I made a mistake, my bad. Let's run back these last 2 years. He's just going to wipe it off. Like, help me. You brought in the house.
Right. And the crazy part, though, D'Angelo Russell, besides the Western Conference Finals, D'Angelo Russell came in and was doing good besides the Western Conference Finals. So why would you want him gone? Because he had one off series.
That's the most important series to not have an off.
I mean, it is. You're right, but still.
And I'm just saying,
hey,
you bring people in to be in the clutch, and if you're not going to be in the clutch, I mean, sometimes you just. And plus, you got to remember they would have had to pay him that max money this time, because it's time for him to get a new contract. And was he playing at a level that where you want to pay him that much?
And that's precisely why they're looking at a sign and trade. Jordan had other Hall of Famers on his teams. What other Hall of Famers he had, Derek? That's my little brother. What other Hall of Famers he had? Y'all see?
Two.
Tell me, give me some names. Because you ain't talking about Luke Longley. You ain't talking about Tony Kukoc. You ain't talking about B.J. Armstrong. Steve Kerr will only go in the Hall of Fame as the coach of the Warriors. So please tell me you.
The only thing he had was
Pippen don't count.
Pippen and Rodman.
Pippen and Rodman. And Pippen, at quiet as kept. Right now, Pippen, the way he talking, he don't want to be a teammate of Jordan, because he talking about how Jordan was trash. I don't know why we let Pippen talk.
All I'm gonna say is cocaine when you have dementia is a terrible thing. That's all I'm gonna put that out. I'm gonna just say that right now. Cocaine when you have dementia is a terrible, terrible thing.
Scottie Pippen.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Scottie Pippen crazy.
He is
Michael
so
Jordan is trash. Because one week he's saying Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and then the next week he's saying he's trash.
Who's this asking? Who does LeBron have?
That's my little brother. That's Derek, my little brother.
What's up, little bro? But I mean, he has AD. He has Rui. Rui's not
Rui Hachimura.
He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's a gritty child.
Kyrie Hall, big for Kevin Love.
He got Anthony Davis.
LeBron has a couple numbers to all 32.
LeBron fixes his squad.
Anthony.
He wanted Melo. He got him. D-Wade. He had him.
He had Shaq. No Hall of Famers. I'm not doing this.
I mean, they're still playing. So of course they're not Hall of Famers.
D-Wade a Hall of Famer. Chris Bosh a Hall of Famer. Shaq. He had Shaq.
In the twilight years of Shaq.
Yeah, I was about to say, can we really include Shaq?
He had Shaq. Shaq was
Shaq was on one of his teams.
He had
really include Shaq.
But he had three.
Saying, when you say who was his teammate, Shaq was one of his teammates.
Let's see, he's had what? 1, 2, 3, 4 at least Hall of Famers he's played with to get championships.
Westbrook.
Oh yeah, 5. I forgot about him.
I say Westbrook, Kyrie,
5.
Kevin Love, Anthony Davis, D-Wade, Bosh.
Yeah, I mean he's constructed his list of Hall of Famers to where he can get wins.
Shaq was on his team for 6 months.
He was on.
You play too much.
Shaq was like 400 pounds when he got to Cleveland.
Ray Allen. There's another one.
He did have Ray Allen. I forgot about Ray Allen. Lord, I forget about
I can't forget about him, but what he did us. Go ahead.
Miracle Man. I forgot about Ray Allen.
Oh,
Ray.
Mess up.
D-Wade somewhere listen to his wife. He is doing a cube. He trash.
Is
Bosh a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Yes. He's one of the wasn't he one of the 75 greatest?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said. He turned kind of crazy until once he joined Miami. He was balling out in Toronto.
Well, I mean, the same with Kevin Love. Kevin Love was balling out in Minnesota, and then he got to Cleveland. I mean, you have to play second fiddle to LeBron.
Yeah,
right. He said, "I'll give y'all Ray. That's it." What? That's it? Just Ray?
Nah.
Come on.
That's a little bit crazy because, like I said, the stats don't lie. I mean, all the names we name, they're all Hall of Famers, every one of them. Now, will they all be first ballot? Probably not.
No, not.
But all of them will go. Because remember, the Hall of Fame is not just for the NBA. The Hall of Fame is for your entire career. So what you did in college plays a part of it. Every aspect of your basketball career goes into when you go into the Hall of Fame. That's why it's the Naismith Hall of Fame.
He the only lock. What something just happened. Y'all continue talking because I'm trying to remember what just happened. I've been drinking bubbles today.
Drinking bubbles.
I've been drinking super bubbles. Dwight Howard. He said maybe even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, Dwight Howard's here.
Dwight Howard over in China scoring 87 points a game. So
Amir, he has a Hall of Fame resume though.
He got a Hall of Fame resume.
He's doing it. He's doing something.
I mean, look at all his stats. The guys.
Amir, you muted.
My bad. Dwight Howard's trying to recruit players to go to China with him.
Yeah, now I'm not saying that right now he's a Hall of Famer, but the Orlando years of Dwight Howard, yes.
I mean, even when he first got to the Lakers.
What about when
Kobe dunked on Houston? When he was in Houston. I mean, yeah, Kobe dunked on everybody though. So what are we talking about?
I'm talking about Kobe dunked on Dwight.
Kobe dunked on everybody. Literally, he's dunked on everybody.
Based on what we're talking about, though, who said it? That here somebody says Dwight goes on. Michael Hayden says Dwight goes on before Bosh. Now, I will retort with Howard was not top 75 while Bosh is.
Dwight in China, you lose.
So, does Dwight get in before Bosh? Does Bosh get in before Dwight?
I doubt Dwight would get in before Bosh, but I mean, I might be wrong, but I doubt it. But he'll get in.
He's basing it off the number of championships. No, he won't.
Oh, yeah, championships.
Yeah, y'all talking about championships. Y'all, shit, where's Robert Horry at?
Tito.
Where's his love?
Exactly.
Chris Bosh is already in the Hall of Fame. What are y'all talking about? He went in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, he went already.
He went in the Hall of Fame.
So,
because he already set out long enough to where he could go in for consideration. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the Hall of Fame last year.
Yeah, that
not last year. He went in
2 years ago.
2021.
Yeah.
So we just went a whole hour talking about basketball. First off, congratulations, fellas, That's a new record for us.
Yeah, we ain't
Usually we
talking
spend a whole hour talking about football instead
we
of
talk about no
basketball. Since we're on exactly the hour, I think the big news is why ain't DeAndre Hopkins signed? What's up with that?
I think it's him. He just waiting.
Yeah,
There's a lot of reports out there that say he's not the same guy. Obviously, that's a lot of hate because we haven't seen him in a while. But
I can tell you right now, it's going to be
I think it's a combination of things. You know what I'm saying? He wants money, but he also wants to play for a contender.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's gonna have. I mean, based off those two things, Baltimore is probably his best shot at getting both.
Yeah.
But
so
I don't see the teams right now that got money aren't, you know what I'm saying, outside of Baltimore aren't really
showing interest.
Yeah.
So where y'all think he's going? Because honestly, at this point, I know we've been on for an hour, but the production company that runs our show, they're not telling us to get off the air. So let's just keep going. Where y'all think he's going?
I'm praying he go to Baltimore, but I hope we don't spend all our money to get him.
I think KC ends up finding a way to get him some money.
They trying.
He ends up with the
He
Chiefs.
need to go to Dallas.
And it's so many rumors about him.
If Dallas hadn't got Brandon Cooks,
I think they would have went.
I would have saw that as a possibility.
I
don't know if he goes there when they already got Gallup.
He already said he wants to go on the East Coast. So you know Dallas plays the NFC East, which they really shouldn't. He wants to go to the East Coast team.
Right.
So I don't know. Baltimore makes sense to me. The Giants has been a quiet sleeper, but they're trying to unload money. They don't have money for him, but they're still trying to figure out how to extend Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting scenario there. So there's not many choices. I think it's down to KC or Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore has the money. KC probably is in a better position to win another championship. So it's going to come down to, you know what I'm saying, do he want to get a 1-year prove-it deal to show people, hey, you know what I'm saying, I was suspended for 6 games, but I'm still D-Hop?
I just want to say as a disclaimer, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, Rob.
No, you good.
Michael Hayden, we don't discuss anything Titans related in our podcast.
Oh my God.
we don't discuss Titans and we don't discuss Kyrie Irving.
The one thing I think people a lot of times
those are hate signs for
I think people need to consider
a quarter of our panel
is the fact that Baltimore paid OBJ so much money.
It affects a quarter of our panel.
So we got
people talking about Roman Reigns on SmackDown right now.
Let's Roman Reigns is celebrating 1,000 days on WWE.
Don't make me turn it on.
We got folks. Tito, that's not Henny, that is champagne. It's a celebration. You see the name Tito. Michael Hayden said he's slow. Q said he's going to KC. John Marshall said because he's free to go wherever he wants a ring, so he probably go to KC. Because we know Baltimore ain't winning the ring. Because I said what I said.
See, the hate is strong in you two.
First of all, it's my month. Y'all gonna get off me.
Jesus.
I woke up this morning and I posed for violence, and I'm going. I'm going
out of control. Both of them.
They're out of control.
What is happening?
This one.
I'm going with all the violence today. Somebody said he should go to Dallas, but Dallas don't need
this one right here, and that one over there, that one over there in the top corner.
I am
out of control.
I am the sensory director of this podcast. Okay, I am trying to save it from being fined, you know, and or Celebration Boy for getting his ass beat. Either or. I'm trying to save us trouble for later.
If you want to find me, then find me. John Marshall said the Dolphins need to find money to spend. Nobody is talking about Miami because nobody.
Well, the Dolphins won't.
No, he got 17 wide receivers. They don't need him.
He definitely won't end up in Miami.
I think he want. I think they want Dalvin though. They want Cook.
They do want Dalvin.
The only thing Miami to worry about is Tua staying healthy. That's it.
Have y'all seen Tua? Have you seen Tua?
Tua got swollen.
Tua is
He is
huge.
20.
I've never seen this dude. He looks Samoan.
They don't test for steroids in concussion protocol.
He out there looking like
Hey,
Roman Reigns.
Look, don't try to besmirch my guy.
I mean, he is concussion. He is the concussion protocol. Somebody needs to sit him down. He probably concussed right now, looking sideways.
Come on.
I'm not looking at nobody.
Right
I'm
now.
not even touching it. I'm not
In
touching
the
it.
movie theater right now,
I don't
watching Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, thinking he was watching the multiverse one. It just came out. That's how
I'm not touching it. Nope.
He concussed.
Nope. Not touching that one. Let y'all have that.
I'm walking away from that one myself. I'm not in it.
I'll let you two have that.
I didn't say nothing. I ain't say
I'm
nothing.
drinking
Nobody.
Gatorade.
He is a concussion protocol. I just want him to be alone.
Let's say
Not touching that one.
McCarthy said they're not interested in what you call it. In I'm assuming you talk about Hopkins. Q. McCarthy said they ain't interested. Everybody's interested. Don't let him lie to you. They interested.
But you mentioned Dalvin Cook. What is Minnesota doing with that?
I have no idea. I don't understand the problem right now. It's not that he asked for out. Minnesota actually doesn't want him. This is a weird situation.
But they won't release him.
They can't.
It's $7 million, which is not much in the NFL's eyes. But for $7 million, I don't want an all-pro bad toe running back. I don't understand what the issue is. I don't get it.
But that's the problem.
Then they're coming out publicly saying, you know what I'm saying, that Madison can handle the workload. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're crapping on Dalvin Cook without actually crapping on him.
I don't think they're crapping on him. I think they can't afford it. They trying to cut back on stuff on the salary cap, which didn't the salary cap just get raised?
No, I mean June 1st, it rolls over basically.
Right.
So after June 1st.
But that's why they're trying to trade him, because
it's split.
If they cut him, then they still on the hook because his contract is guaranteed. So if they cut him, they still on the hook for some of it, and they can't afford it. So that's why they're trying to trade him.
Even if they trade him, they're still going to be on the hook for the same thing. Like in the NFL, it don't matter.
Minnesota. But if they cut him after June 1st, it's a lot less than what they would have to pay him.
But right, we're on June 2nd now.
Yeah, and it's June 2nd, so I don't know what they're doing.
And that's my point. What are they
trying
doing?
to get something back for him, which they're not gonna get nothing.
I understand that, but we're not even like you would normally at least hear that. You know what I'm saying? They're shopping him. We're not even hearing that.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's quiet. All we're hearing is Madison can be the lead guy if given the opportunity. Basically saying, "Hey, Cook is about to be out the door, but on our time."
But you know, I might be surprised really quick that we haven't seen a full list of people that have been cut post June 1st. Every year is always like a huge list before OTAs even happen. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're gone," you know. But we haven't seen anybody this year so far, which is crazy.
Statistician, what we got?
With what?
With that list, we got something. See if we can get
nobody just came out. Well, Seattle just cut somebody today that he signed, but there's nobody irrelevant so far that's worth mentioning.
That's true.
Every year we see June 1st cuts, June 1st cut, June 1st cut. So,
also anybody out there play fantasy football? I'm just asking the questions.
We are looking to put together a beginner level, entry level fantasy football league, you know, really low, just for the fun, just so we can talk crap every Friday saying who beat who. Let us know. I posted in the Facebook group yesterday, so let's see what's that about. See you guys back up your talk, and let's have a little bit of fun. You know,
we're looking for people who not go draft all from their favorite team. So people who not go draft all from the Cowboys.
No, we are looking for those.
The 49ers or the Titans.
We are looking for those.
If we're paying, hell, if we're paying for free, we still want those guys.
Yeah, we want those.
We want the Buffalo Bills fans and
the Dallas Cowboy fans.
Because you know they go draft all.
Those are the only two fan bases that do that.
It's Cowboy fans that's still out there drafting Ezekiel Elliott. I just want to point out.
I thought about that yesterday. Like, there's been absolutely zero talk of him. Is his career over?
I was about to ask that question. Has he resigned?
I think once we get into training camps and you know what I'm saying, the injuries happen, you know what I'm saying, I think we'll start seeing some of these names coming off the board.
I like this question then. Is he this year's Devontae Freeman, where he's playing like the last 6 games of the season and helping a team to win the fantasy football?
I think he goes into week 1 with. I think he goes into week 1 with the team. It's just not going to happen at the beginning of OTAs.
It's funny because the one team that's mentioning him is the team whose quarterback situation is just ridiculous right now and looks horrible, and that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let me tell you something. I saw them videos. That's ridiculous.
Man,
I know y'all saw them videos, but the people out there in Facebook world, did y'all see the videos of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterbacks trying to replace Tom Brady? How they just I could go out there and throw a better pass than they was throwing. Baker Mayfield,
right
you should
now.
be ashamed of yourself. What did the other dude, Kyler Trask? You should be ashamed of yourself.
He said Kyler Trask.
I don't know his name.
His name's Kyle Trask.
Exactly.
What did you call him first, Amir? What did you call him at first? Cop Trash? What were you saying?
Kyle Trash.
No, I didn't. That was Bill. Jimmy said that.
Oh,
Kyle Trash. I called him Kyler Trash. He because that's ridiculous.
Terrible.
You need to be better.
The original Kyler Trash is in Arizona.
Mm.
Hey,
first of all,
but you mentioned Tampa Bay though. Fournette hasn't been signed nowhere either, has he?
Tampa Bay. He has not.
Playoff Lenny hadn't been looking that great. He's been running pretty slow lately, so
I mean,
I'm wondering, is it the end for him?
He has been known to come into camp since high school out of shape, so
A little bit on the Husky side.
a little bit. You know, New Orleans like to have their snacks.
Him and little Debbie get along just fine during the summer.
First of all, I just want to point out that Derek told me, and he told everybody else, that Dallas took the star away from Ezekiel Elliott, so they never knew him, and he has never been a part of the Dallas Football Cowboys, even when he was drafted with his little half shirt to show his little stomach. Hopkins said he wants to go somewhere where they're about winning and where the quarterback loves football, so he will not go to Dallas. That's what you're saying. Okay, all right.
Mr. John Marshall, I'm going to give you 2 seconds of fame here, Mr. Keep sleeping on those Atlanta Falcons. We don't even talk about the Atlanta Falcons because we don't care about the Atlanta Falcons. So we ain't even sleeping on the Atlanta Falcons.
That being said, though, if Desmond Ridder plays competent football, the Falcons,
he's not.
They can make some noise. They can make some noise.
He's the black Marcus Mariota.
I just want to say this real quick.
What? Desmond Ridder?
I want to say this real quick, and please hear me. Hear my heart, okay? 28-3. All right, we done. Let's move on.
I'm just saying. I don't believe Desmond Ridder is that guy. Atlanta does have a team. They got a nice team. They need a quarterback,
and he's right. That part right there. The NFC South is wide open.
It is, but I've been hearing rumblings that the NFC South belongs to the Saints because they got that dude number 4. Is it true?
Derek Carr does bring in a little credibility in the quarterback position.
At least.
On the
but
flip
he's
side,
going to be thrown to the John Cena of football.
You just cut me off because I was going to say he was the white Jameis Winston.
They got Chris Olave.
He's going to be thrown to the John Cena of football.
They got Olave there.
You can't see him because he's not on the field.
Olave is there though. Chris Olave. He goes
so much.
Now,
but it's so much going on with New Orleans this offseason. I just saw something on Bleacher Report talking about Alvin Kamara is the most overrated running back in the league.
And he might be suspended.
And we still waiting on that.
More than likely he's going to be.
They actually, and I got this from being in New Orleans. They actually just extended his case till next year, so he go play this year.
That don't mean the NFL gonna let him play.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Did they let him play last year?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But how long
about
the
that
NFL
money?
gonna sit there and let him keep playing with that hanging over his head though?
The 49ers quarterback hurt the what? John Marshall, what you talking about? Don't you talk about my quarterback.
Which one? The one with the bad arm, the one with the bad foot?
I'm talking about the quarterback hurting the
Well,
NFC.
he said all of them
game.
got hurt.
He
That's what
said
he said.
all of them got hurt. All of them.
They did. I feel like you hating, but we the
The
reason y'all got
49ers
three
is the
quarterbacks
reason the NFL implemented the new rule. The third quarterback don't even got to be on the roster.
It's called the Purdy rule. They did it.
And don't get me wrong. When Tony Romo is announcing that game next year in the playoffs, and the 49ers quarterback get hurt again, he can come down from the booth and come down and throw some passes for the 49ers. You heard it here first.
I don't know if I'd take Tony Romo in that situation because he's been known not to win playoff games.
You don't have to be on the active roster. You can just show up and play.
He's been known not to win playoff games, but
it is the Purdy rule. I agree, Q. It's because of 49ers.
I feel like I said that before, Q, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go with it. He said, watch your mouth, New York.
All right. Don't get mad at me. Matter of fact, I want Derek Bilbo to come into fantasy football so they can draft Dak first, their center second, their kicker third.
The Cowboys don't have a kicker.
And
they
their
don't have a
special
kicker
teams
right now.
Because I know he will.
Oh my God.
The Cowboys don't have a kicker. Remember that dude they had last year where he just missed every free throw, field goal?
Yeah. Mayer's gone. They got a new guy.
Q, I appreciate you.
All them Cowboys.
Appreciate you, Q. Cowboys said they go win the bottom of the NFC East. The bottom of it, number 4 seed. They winning that.
Nah, that's gonna go to the Commodores. The Giants will be third again.
That's not their name. They don't have that name.
Yeah, they do.
They got it. They still got it. They
not officially.
Trademark.
Not officially.
It's not trademarked.
You know who got a trademark to it? I did it. I was petty. I was petty one day. I just went and took it. I don't care.
For real?
Yep.
Crickets.
This will be the last time we do a show around his birthday.
Right.
I don't care. Next year, the show gonna be on my birthday. I just want to point that out.
We might take the entire month of June off just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I celebrate the whole month. So, and y'all doubly messed up because it's a graduation, it's a birthday, it's just a celebration, y'all. We in here. Who win the Super Bowl? You know what? I'm tired of Cowboy fans.
We've been hearing that since '95. I am so tired of it.
But you know what? It's that time of year.
And Big Rob started yawning. I agree.
You're supposed to be saying that y'all winning the Super Bowl. It's that time of year. Next, you go hear Big Rob saying that the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. They not.
What the hell?
They not. Odell Beckham go be hurt by week 6.
I wish literally all 3 of your quarterbacks go down in the same game.
You see how I didn't say nothing about Lamar Jackson, but now in week 2,
you brought it on yourself.
His entire kneecap is gonna be backwards.
And Christian McCaffrey whole back gonna fall off.
All right, briefly, we're going to try to move on here. But
He's in the same
subject. Big Rob, help us out here. Is Deion trying to move his team back to the Big Ten?
That's what the rumblings are. He wants to get into a more competitive conference. Big 12 is it Big 12 now? Okay, but he wants to move them. He wants to move them back into a more competitive conference.
They're in the Big 10 now, or they're in the Pac-12 now.
No, they're in the Pac-12.
They're trying
to move back to the Big 12, though.
Right.
They're moving back to the Big 12. So if they get their way, that's what he wants to do. So it'll be interesting. He's doing a lot for a coach who hasn't coached one game at Colorado yet. So I think it's more like he wants to put himself in a better position.
He just added his other son the other day too, didn't he?
Yeah, Shiloh. I think it's Shiloh.
He got all his family out there.
Yeah,
when they're missing his 2 toes, they want to make sure he's standing, on both feet. He brought his whole family over.
He said he missing his 2 toes.
Hey, get them that free college education if you can. You ain't got to pay for it. Then don't pay for it.
Right. And
I don't know.
It's
we
funny
finally got a fight on our hands, and we don't mean Fleck and Jimmy. We got Spence and Crawford got signed off on finally. We've only been waiting for that for like 4 years now.
Right.
We don't want predictions, but how excited are you guys to watch that fight?
Fleck, we was fighting.
I've been waiting on this one. I mean, if you're a boxing fan, period, you've been waiting on this one.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. I'm glad it's finally official.
Yeah, it's way overdue. Way overdue. And it should be a good one.
Yeah. I think
it's not much. I guess everybody's rooting for Crawford.
I'm rooting for Crawford.
Nobody respects Errol Spence, even though he too is undefeated.
I think it's going to be a good one.
Is it really that much of a stretch though to say Crawford gonna win?
No,
not a stretch at all.
He's the betting favorite, obviously.
Yeah.
He is the betting favorite. Last week we had Lomachenko and Devin Haney fight. You catch that one?
I did.
How much of a
Lomo Lomo got robbed. Haney should have lost that fight.
Yeah.
I'm not a Lomo fan. I've never been because I always thought he was overrated, but he did win that fight.
Yeah, he won that fight.
I will concede to what you say, sir.
Haney was even shocked that he won.
Right.
No, seriously. After they announced him for the win, he had a shock look on his face. He know he lost that fight.
I mean,
he'll never say it, obviously.
No,
but he know he lost that fight.
Yeah, you don't say something like that. If you know it, you know it. But I get it. So Tank Davis go serve the remainder of his 90 days in jail?
I think he got about 2 months left. And it's his fault because he keeps showing up at bowling alleys on Saturday nights instead of being locked up at home.
No. He was supposed to be serving it in Baltimore, but he bought a penthouse or a luxury penthouse in Florida, and he was staying at a Four Seasons, which none of that was authorized. He was supposed to be staying with his trainer in Baltimore.
Right. I know that's what that meant. I was doing it as a joke because that's where he got in trouble the second time when he beat up his girlfriend, was in a bowling alley. But
got you.
I was just throwing that out there because he's still being looked at for that as well. But this was for his hit and run that he did.
No, the assault case got dropped.
Yeah, because he paid off his ex-girlfriend or baby mom. You know how that works.
Hey, you do what you got to do. It got dropped.
We all know how that
works.
We
don't condone that type of behavior, but it got dropped.
Which is his future wife, anyway, is... Nope. It is him, right? Yeah, it is him. He fought her brother like last year and beat the crap out of him in the ring. So that was like a family affair. That was a big deal as well. You know, that's boxing. We get it. We're expecting Tyson Fury to finally get back in the ring soon. It's just a matter of who. We don't know who that is about. Speaking of getting robbed, I watched a Roy Jones documentary. Didn't realize he got robbed in the Olympics. I did not watch that. Where was that at? Q? I might look it up. Where'd you find that documentary at? That's intriguing. What we don't need is another Roy Jones, Mike Tyson 50-year-old fight. Because they're talking about running that back. Who do we think is done? Derek, help us out there. I'm trying to read these comments, catch up. Tubi TV, gotcha. Appreciate you, Q. I will look that up. I want to watch that myself. Quincy Jones, Roy Jones documentary on Tubi TV.
Do we think who is
on Tubi TV? So that should be intriguing to watch. Speaking of documentaries, the American Gladiators documentary came out this week, and I heard that was actually quite a bit controversial. I got to catch that one out. They went behind the scenes on a lot of things that that we thought was happening, but we didn't know for a fact. So that's interesting.
LeBron's his biopic.
Yeah, but
it's not LeBron's biopic. It is not his biopic. It is his Fab Five growing up of his high school friends.
You can say it's not.
He's centered around LeBron as a kid, yes, but it's not LeBron's biopic.
You can say it's not.
Well, you know, people go watch it because of LeBron.
Exactly.
That kid they got up in there kind of looked like LeBron, though. That's kind of weird.
Bomb Squad. I think he's talking about Deontay Wilder. Is he done? No, that's interesting. We haven't heard his name in a while.
The last time we heard from him, he was getting arrested for a gun in LA.
Wilder?
Wow.
At the airport, right?
No, he was in his car.
Okay, I
He
don't.
was like, it's better to have it. What he said is better to have it on me than to not have it and need
Not
it.
have it on me.
Didn't he see all the stuff about Ja Morant?
Well,
This
he's
was
boxing.
before
I
Ja
don't really
Morant.
know with these guys, man. I don't
This was before Ja Morant.
They all ridiculous. Which one got arrested in New Orleans for knocking the dude out?
That was Nate Diaz, and he choked him out.
Yeah.
Oh, he choked him out. He didn't knock him out. He choked him out.
And Nate Diaz is Jake Paul's next opponent.
And it's funny because the dude that he choked out kind of reminded me of Logan Paul.
He did. Some people even said it was Logan Paul, but I don't think it was.
It wasn't.
Logan Paul was doing
It looked like him. It did.
It looked like
he was
him.
doing WWE stuff, so it couldn't have been him.
He's still pending those charges though, but they released him, so we'll see where that goes here. Obviously, it's not Nate Diaz's first offense.
No.
So he has problems fighting in public. Granted, he's a fighter. What do you expect these guys to do? You got all these street guys that always think they're tough, and then they walk up to a professional fighter and they want to test them, and then the professional fighter are the ones going to jail because they're lethal weapons per se.
Their hands have papers on them, so yeah, you got to go to jail.
He's a
trained fighter.
That's interesting. We're going to wrap it up. Rob is sleepy. What do you have as a fun fact for us?
See, I was going back and forth with this, but since we talked so much about the NBA today, I decided to stick to the NBA. There's one player that has averaged 46.3 points per game in the playoffs of the NBA. Who is that player?
Is this a recent player or?
If I had to guess off the top of my head, I would say Wilt. If I had to guess off the top of my head.
What about you, Amir?
That's what I was thinking, but I was like, that's kind of too obvious.
And that's why I said if I had to guess off the top of my head.
It's either Wilt or Jordan.
No,
I don't think it was
Jordan. Jordan is 30
Jordan.
something. Jordan is 30 something. So it's got to be Wilt.
I'm looking at Kareem.
You going with Kareem?
Dr. J.
Yeah, I go Kareem.
Okay.
Oh. Hold up. And I might be wrong. The logo.
My man.
I just thought about it. Jerry West.
Logo in 1965.
I Googled
it.
But the logo averaged 46.3 points a game
I didn't think about
in
that,
the
Jerry
playoffs in 1965.
That makes sense.
It was the series. It was when Baylor got hurt.
Yep.
John Marshall.
Think about it.
John Marshall beat the wrong white guy. The other white guy.
That's what made me think about it. It was when Elgin Baylor got hurt and Jerry West went fucking nuts.
Now, I mean, one fun fact about what player has the most MVPs in NBA history?
He said he was in the NBA when they had 9 black players.
Regular season or playoffs? What are you talking about?
Throughout it changed over the years. So back in the day, I think it was more like a total. Back in the early years, it was like the MVP was throughout the entire year. But
it's definitely not LeBron. LeBron would have one MVP in the regular season.
Regular and playoffs.
Shit. Jordan in the playoffs.
I'm gonna go with Tom Brady.
Because who else has more than 6?
In the NBA?
Yeah, I like
Bill Russell.
I like Bill Russell.
Bill Russell ain't have that many MVPs though.
But he said playoffs and regular season.
He ain't have that many MVPs.
He got 11 titles.
He won 11 damn rings as a player.
He got 11 titles, but he don't have that many MVPs. He won MVPs.
I'm not saying he don't. I'm just going. That gives me the better chance.
All right.
won 11 rings.
All right.
What
You
he
take
said
your
is,
chance.
he's like, I'm going with the high average. That's what he's
You
doing.
take your shot.
It's either MJ or Bill Russell. I'm gonna go with one of them two for the playoffs. Regular
it's Kareem.
season.
It's Kareem.
Kareem. Yeah.
Kareem.
That's what I said the first time.
Yep. Surprising. I don't know. A lot of people are like, Kareem? But yeah, no.
You said Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon up here loving me, smacking, baby.
But hey, those are all my little useless stats. Useless facts for the night. But
we like those.
So those were good.
We like that. We look forward to that part of the show.
It gets my mind.
That's the only part of the show.
Make us think.
Frank, what you got for us?
I ain't got nothing, bro. What's going on in sports this weekend? Anything of mention?
Nothing other than game 2.
What the hell put aside?
Game 2 is happening.
Yeah,
No, well, I start. What y'all got? Who y'all got for game 2?
Denver. If I got Denver in 4, I got them the first 4 games.
I got Denver winning the first 3 games.
Yeah, I got Denver.
So I just believe
I was
that.
back on that. Go ahead. My bad.
I just believe because Drake cursed them, Denver's either winning in 4 or they're winning in 6.
They will not win
Drake
5.
bet 4 games to 1 and 5. They're not winning 4 games to 1 and 5. So they're either winning all 4 or they're going with what Jimmy said and winning in 6.
Denver in 6. Also, we got.
While we're back on Denver, hold up before you.
Go ahead,
while we're back on Denver, do y'all think the altitude? I mean, I know they had a whole thing about it last night before the game or whatever. The altitude in Denver. Do y'all think that plays a big factor on the court?
Not in basketball.
Basketball.
Football, it does.
Think about this. You just went through a hellacious game 7. In fact, 2 series back-to-back game 7s, right?
No,
now
the Knicks didn't take them to 7.
Knicks, okay, yeah, that's right.
They beat the Knicks in 6.
Yeah, they got the 6. So you went 6 with the Knicks, 7.
And the Celtics only played 6 games because they was missing game 7.
Hey! Rob's talking.
And so you go 7. You had 6 before that. Now you go 7, and now you got to fly out to Denver to play a couple of days after you just finished the game 7 in a high altitude arena. It's gonna play a part.
But they came
from Boston.
I don't
mean to be a devil's advocate on your argument on that point, Rob. Miami actually had a way better 4th quarter than Denver did. So by the end of the game,
they had a great 4th quarter.
Actually better.
But was that Denver putting it on cruise control?
Right.
No.
Or Miami, trying to make it respectable.
I think
Denver was out there.
But also the fact that
but were they playing as hard as they were the first 3 quarters?
No.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
I think more Denver.
But and then on top of that,
I think they kind of knew that they were going to get that win. So we got to idle it back a little bit.
Pull back.
We're looking for game 2.
Yeah. And I mean, eventually they had to get hot. You know what I mean?
Like I said,
they
Miami didn't quit.
No.
Miami didn't quit unlike Boston in game 7. So I'm looking forward to this game 2.
You say Miami, Boston, like
because I can't see names.
Boston did quit.
Because I live here and it's very different. That's probably cute.
Yeah, that's
he's in Colorado.
That's cute.
Yeah.
10 to 12 days to acclimate. Well, they ain't gonna have enough time. But they're not gonna quit like Boston. That's what I just heard. That's what I just heard. They're not gonna quit like Boston.
And how far did the Pelicans make it?
I'm repeating what I heard.
Which one are you claiming this?
I'm repeating what I heard, sir.
Which one are you claiming?
Don't come with your
Which
anger.
Which one are you claiming
me.
this week?
Your anger is coming toward me, and it's unwarranted.
Which one are you claiming this week?
I did not say anything. I'm just
reading
what I heard.
Which one are you claiming this week?
Don't bring your violence toward me, sir.
It don't matter because neither one of them do nothing, so it don't even matter.
Hey,
so where the Celtics
I'll meet you halfway.
Jaylen Brown is the best person on the Celtics?
Oh, that's petty.
Yeah, I'll meet you halfway. Imagine LeBron making a big trade for the first time ever with the Pelicans.
For the first time ever?
He's already done that.
I'll meet you halfway.
He's already done that.
Oh,
for the first time ever.
He's already done that.
The pettiness is just amazing.
Now he wants to reverse it.
They got him a bubble ring.
That ring don't count.
He said
Nobody
Dallas
count that ring.
Pelicans in 5.
Hey, look, that's a mood ring. That thing changed colors in about 2 hours. With a big ass mood ring.
All right. Hey,
It's gonna be
birthday
fun.
boy, Mr. Graduate, you take us out.
Raise a glass to y'all. I done finished the bottle. This is what I got left. I appreciate every one of y'all joining us this week. I appreciate the 3 of my brothers that's here with me as always. Y'all be cool. We here and we gonna be back next week. Like we say, some people like football, basketball, and soccer. Some people like NASCAR, tennis, and rugby. But here,
Not rugby.
all sports matter.
Some people just like LeBron.
We
Some
miss you,
people
Ted Lasso. We miss you, brother.
Ted Lasso. All sports matter, baby. We'll see y'all next week. We out.